Good morning. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. So glad to have you here today. My good friend, Mr. D. Scott Smith, is with me. We're going to have an amazing conversation. All right. Tell all your friends, tag them, let them know. Here we go. Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. So glad to have you here today. And I'm outside. Here we go. Just enjoying the out of doors and just really excited for a new week. It's actually beautiful and sunny here in Oregon. And I have family here, so I thought I would do my show from outside today. So I'm going to have my good friend D. Scott Smith, my longtime amazing friend and co-host, Mr. D. Scott Smith, full of wisdom and amazing things. So you're going to love it. So you're going to want to make sure and share this out with your friends and tag them as soon as you can and let them know we're on because it is going to be a good one. It's going to be a good conversation. So share, tag your friends. It's going to be good. Hey, I want to start off though by thanking so much our sponsors. And now that I have the right ad up on the screen here, we have great sponsors today. Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer, the live conference coming up the 2nd through the 4th on in New York, Garrison, New York. And so really excited about that. Please, for more information, go to perspectivesoncancer.com. Also, Lincoln Media Group and their media services. Go to lincolnmediagroup.com. Find out how to get your business on television screens in public areas and restaurants and things in your area. And then also Present Gifting. Go to presentgifting.com. And my good friend D. Scott Smith can help you out with remembering your loved ones and friends, their big events, birthdays, anniversaries, all that kind of stuff. So give you more information on that in presentgifting.com. But so thankful for all of our sponsors and just so thankful for all that we're able to do because of that. We're also thankful for you because we're listener supported. You can scan this QR code or go to the link in the comments, and whatever you give today goes directly to the production costs of this show. So thanks so much for doing that. Appreciate you so much. And you know what? It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. It's a new week. I don't know about you, but I'm excited. It's been over a week now. I've been out of the hospital. Well, no, it hasn't been quite a week since I've been out of the hospital this time for the latest surgery. But I'm out and I'm feeling so much better. Thank you for all of you who are praying for me. That have been there through this whole cancer journey. And I tell you, God's not done with me yet. I'm excited for what is ahead. And so, yeah, I'm just glad to be here. And I'm glad it's a new week. And I'm glad I get to enjoy the sunshine. So, yeah, with that, I wanted to remind you, if you're brand new, thanks for being here. Just it's such a blessing to have you as part of our community. And I love to connect with people. Show is all about how amazing people connect. And I'm a firm believer that connection and community building is the foundation for any good marketing plan, any good business. And so today, I encourage you to get out there and connect with people. And Scott is an amazing, amazing connector. So you're going to want to learn from him. You can connect with me at russhedge.com today. And I'd appreciate if you would do that. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube page. Go to marketingwithruss.live. Marketingwithruss.live will get you directly there, and you can subscribe today. What do you get? You get amazing content. There are thousands of shows with people like Scott that are amazing connectors with all of their information. So not only can you learn from them, gain value from them, but you can connect with them. So I really encourage you to do that. Also, I want to remind you, please share this out. It's Monday morning. Tag your friends, remind them we're on, because you know what? People get busy. They're trying to get going. It's a new week. So yes, I would appreciate if you do that. That would be so, so amazing. With that, I'm just going to get Scott in the room because I'm excited. I want to get this thing started. I never get to give Scott the big intro, so we're going to give this to him. Are you ready? Here we go.
Nice
Hey,
to have
Scott.
drum roll and applause. Thank you, Russ. Nice to see you this morning.
Yes, it's such a blessing to have you here. And yeah, it's a new week. I'm out of the hospital. I'm out frenzy free, and I actually even drove yesterday, so I'm feeling good.
You know, it's people around the world are praying for you, and God is certainly using this cancer journey of yours to His glory.
Yes, for sure. Amen for that. And I'm very thankful. I had a little, this has given me plenty of time to talk with God through this whole journey, especially this summer through 2 surgeries. And I told him, can we use what's already happened now and not have any more surgeries? That would be great. So
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
hopeful for that.
the other day when you were going into the hospital and I had to run our show solo, I was half joking that the local high school students were going to be asking if they could enter you in the science fair because
Yes. I
you have gone through so many different things
well,
in these, 4 years, right? 4 years.
yeah, yeah. And I'm just so blessed and thankful that God has put me, such a great community around me, my family and my friends like you, Scott, but also such great doctors and such great technology, because you think about the fact that it's just over a week since they went in and they removed 10 inches of my small intestine and put me back together. And I'm up and functioning and eating and everything is working great. So hard to believe that you heal so quickly
I
with
think
what they do. So
people would wish they could get their car out of the shop that quick.
yeah, for sure, for sure. But
So yeah,
anyway,
so grateful for God's hand in your life and those skilled doctors and medical professionals. So I join with thousands of people around the world, Russ, giving praise and being grateful for your inspirational attitude.
well, you know what? I give God all the glory for that. And I am thankful that I've been able to try to inspire and encourage people based on what's happening in life. And, I think people really relate to that. They
Hmm.
relate to things that are really going on in your life, the challenges you're having. And you and I are in the middle of writing a book
Hmm.
and sharing some of those experiences, what you've gone through, what I've gone
Hmm.
through, and being able to inspire people through that. So looking forward to getting that together, and blessed to be able to do it with my friend Scott.
Russ, it's life with friends is a lot less daunting, and it's funny as I was doing some research for one of the books that I wrote, which is Business Networking: A Scientific Method. I actually got a paper on research that proves that. And what they did is they put people at the base of a hill, and then they asked them to estimate how steep it was, and then they had them with a friend standing next to him. So there I am with Russ standing next to me, and they asked me how steep the hill was. And when a friend was with you, invariably people estimated the hill to be less steep than when they were alone. Then they asked people just to think about a good friend and then ask them how steep that hill is. And even then, even without the physical presence of a friend, that hill appeared less steep. So we can say that with friends, in whatever form that is, with your friends, life is less daunting.
Well, I would completely agree with that. It is, it's amazing people coming together and supporting each other and helping each other out,
Yeah.
how it does make things look so much better, and thankful to God for that. So,
Yeah, there
well,
was,
Scott,
well, they actually, they had, they looked at support, and there's two kinds of support. There's enacted support and perceived support. And this is what was coming out in that research. And enacted support is the, actually bringing meals to you, or mowing your lawn, or taking your kids to school, those things that are actually things that are being done. But perceived support is just knowing that you have friends, family, supporters in your life. Those people at 3 o'clock in the morning, if you needed them, you knew they'd be there, even if you don't call them. And it turns out that perceived support is actually more important than enacted support. So
wow,
it's
amazing.
again, it's just we often say on our shows, Russ, that isolation is the killer. And even if you work in a home office and you don't get out and you don't see people, or when we were in the middle of the lockdowns, there are ways to break isolation. And as I always say, surround yourself with those who will not let you fail.
Amen for that. Amen for that, for sure. Well, Scott, I got ahead of myself here. I'm so excited to have you on. Let's back up and say, who in the world is Scott? Tell people that don't know you what you're up to and what's going on.
Man, I tell you, I was born in Southern California. My dad was in the Army. My uncle had moved to Oregon. And so when my dad got out of the Army, we moved there. And so I grew up in Corvallis, Oregon. That was my home. That's where I met my wife when we were in Sunday school in college. And we got married. We adopted 3 children and raised them all in Oregon, and they still live in Oregon. Both of my parents passed, and Christine's father, but her mother is still going, and her sister and brother-in-law. So all of our family is there in Oregon, but God clearly called us to come to Waco, Texas in 2024. And we moved here to Texas, and I told Christine, I clearly felt called, and I said, well, how am I going to show up? And I asked Christine, how am I going to show up? And I told her after praying and thinking about it that I would start a radio show. And so you and I had already been doing the experience for many years. We had started the experience local, which Scott Michaels is the station manager for KWIL and HPE Hope 107.9 there in Albany, Oregon. And that is, I was also on the board there when I was in Oregon. But he asked specifically, would you and I create a show for radio? So I had some experience and reached out to a station here in Waco, Texas, talked to the owner and gave him a pitch. I did some research, put together a proposal and some audio samples, and he said, great, let's do that. And so in September of 2024, moved to Waco, Texas. The first episode aired on October 5th, so just about a month from the time that my lease took effect here. Christine and I both got very deeply involved in the community. And then in May of this year, she passed away very suddenly from intestinal cancer, very similar to pancreatic cancer, where there's not really a lot of symptoms until it happens. And so, as I say, now I'm in the process of retooling a life that, for one, that was built for 2. And to go through that, to make that happen, I have to go back and rely on everything that God has brought me through, all the opportunities that He has allowed for me up to this point. And that goes back to the books that I've written, the scientific research that I did for business networking, the work that I did on the independent planner, the work that I did with Veronica Jeans for Freeze, in action in the face of business crisis. I'm looking at all of those things and saying, how do I pull those pieces together to rebuild a life? And literally, last fall, I went through and looked at different projects that Christine and I were working on and laid out a timeline, and it was a 15-year plan. And so now I'm, I need to go back and reevaluate. But in the last thing here, Russ, is that there's a research paper that people have access to called The End of History Illusion. And it says that we underestimate how much we're going to change. And yet we can clearly, and this is at every age, and yet we can clearly define how much we've changed. Which means that the change that we have been undergoing has been unintentional. And I choose to live a life that makes a difference. You choose to live a life that makes a difference, which means, yeah, things are going to happen to us. I lost Christine. You have cancer. Everybody has things, but it doesn't mean that we can't live a life that makes a difference.
Oh my goodness, that is so true, because I always say everybody has stuff, right? Everybody has stuff going on. Just because I'm going through a cancer journey, just because you are going through this momentous loss, doesn't mean other people aren't going through similar situations or things like that are really impacting their life. And the fact that we have the opportunity to use what's happening to us to impact others positively, to me is just, I just praise God for that every day, for the opportunity. People have asked me if I had the chance to go back and not have cancer, would I change it? Well, if I went back, I would choose to have cancer, but I would not change what's happened, because the amount of impact that God has allowed me to make, that He's made through my life and through the journey that I've gone through, has been phenomenal, amazing, something I would have never imagined. I give Him all the glory for the good things that have happened. And I'm just thankful for friends like you, Scott, that I can still do life with and plan to keep doing.
That's the right perspective. I was a part of a mastermind group, Iron Sharpens Iron, out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. Just a fabulous group of men there, and founded by Aaron Walker there. And he's a tremendous story. He's a great leader. And I got connected up with some really good men of God there. And one day we meet every week. And one of the times I asked the question of the guys in my group, if you were given an expiration date, right? You knew your time was coming. Would you change the way you live? Would you do things differently? And because I could honestly say that I would not. I would do what I'm doing now. And that gives you a lot of peace, right? Because man, you go through cancer, I lose my wife. Unexpected, unwanted.
Right.
But as you say, Russ, as your book says, life happens and then you choose. We don't get to choose those things, but we choose the way we respond.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing I think that's so important to convey to people, Scott. These hard, horrible things that happen in our life, God works all things for the good. And if we allow Him to work through us and to look at the opportunities
Mm.
that come through these challenges and bad things, it's really amazing what he can do and how he can turn what's really meant for evil and turn it into something really good for people that really need it. And we do have that opportunity to choose every day, like you said. I
Mhm.
always say life happens and then you choose. That's the name of my new book because you told me it was the name of my new book, but it's the name of my new book
Okay.
because yeah, you suggested it, but because
Based on
it's
what
so
on the
true.
way you were living and what you would say, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I said it so many times. You just
Mhm.
finally said, "Dude, man, that's your next
That's
book."
the
And so
book.
it's like,
That's the book.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's true. I mean, people
Mhm.
don't think about that. Every single day, life
Right.
is happening, and you're choosing.
And this is where just talking about living an intentional life, and this is why I created this full potential accelerator, and I call it an accelerator because I was have been involved in the startup world for many years, and a lot of times there's incubators and there's accelerators, and the incubators are like the Business Enterprise Center in Corvallis, and it's or what is common in a lot of places, which is co-working space. So you get internet, phone, mailbox. You get space, you get a maybe meeting rooms or things like that. Some different infrastructure things to help support the business, and it's really to incubate you, right? And that's just to give you time to grow. The accelerators are the ones where you can get those same types of services, but what you actually get is mentoring and access to resources that you would have to take time to learn, but they're being given to you as quickly as you can absorb them. So it accelerates that business from idea to solving problems and serving customers. And so that's why I created the accelerator, because it said, I have met many people, and as my father said, he met many people who wished their lives away, right? I wish it was 5 o'clock. I wish it was Friday. I wish I was on vacation. I wish I had children. I wish the children were out of the house. I wish I was retired. And I am in the process of rewriting a book that I wrote that I didn't release, called "The Reluctant Time Traveler: Why We Are Notoriously Dissatisfied," because we use the same part of our brain to remember the past as we do to think about the future. That's the hippocampus. And so in our brains, we can actually time travel. I can remember back to different events. I can remember sitting with Russ Hedge in the New Morning Bakery coffee shop and talking about doing work together. And I can think about things that we'll do in the future with relaunching our Wednesday show to be a believers in business focus. And I can imagine that. And it's as if I was traveling in time. The problem is we are notoriously dissatisfied because we think, when we're young, oh, I can't wait to get into college, can't wait to graduate, can't wait to get a job, can't wait to get married, can't wait, for the promotion, can't wait for retirement, these things. And then there's a point where you're going like, you're looking back. Oh, I wish I could play basketball for 4 hours on a concrete slab and still feel great. Those days are gone. I did it. There was a time when I could do it, but today is not that day. So, but I did it when I could, right? I did it when I could. And so what I found is people have put things off for good reasons. Building a career, supporting their family. I talked to a gentleman that in college, his minor was French, but he never really did anything with it because, career and earning for the family. And said, now is the time to structure your life, to be intentional, to pursue whatever passion it is that maybe you put on hold. Maybe it's publishing a book, or learning a language, or mastering a musical instrument, or being involved with or starting a nonprofit organization like Perspectives on Cancer, like Tim Sohn did. And how do we do that when you've been living a life that has been structured in such a way that didn't allow for that? Well, that's why I created the Full Potential Accelerator, that people can go to fullpotentialaccelerator.com and learn about that. They can get information, fill out a questionnaire, and they'll actually get one email from me. They're not getting added to any email lists, right? There's no marketing funnel in here, but you'll get 2 books that I wrote and 2 academic articles.
Well, you know what? I love the stuff that you do, and you've been such an inspiration to me from that time at the New Morning Bakery in Corvallis, Oregon, to today. So much has happened, Scott, in that time.
Hard to
And,
believe this.
I mean, it's looking back, we both graduated from Oregon State, same ceremony, didn't know each other till years later. And I feel like we've lived a lifetime together.
No kidding.
In these years since we met in business and then continued working together. And so I'm just so blessed to have you as my friend, blessed to have you here today. But unfortunately, we're running out of time already. We got to get ready for our show coming up at 9 a.m. everybody, Pacific Daylight Time, 11 a.m. Texas Standard Time is the Experience Local live with Russ and Scott. So come back and join us there. But until then, Scott, tell everybody what you really want them to remember from yours and my conversation today.
Yep.
And let's leave them with some good stuff.
Choose to live a life that makes a difference. And there are many ways that you can do that. The way you support and encourage your family, your friends, the coworkers, the legacy that you leave. I believe that everyone should write a book, and contact Russ if you would like to get involved in writing a chapter in the book that he's working on right now and that I get to be a part of. Get involved with your local nonprofits, help support them. They need hours, probably more than they need dollars. Dollars are fairly easy to get, but if you can support them, do that as well. But the main thing is live a life that makes a difference. If you want to reach me, you can find all of my contact information on my website, dscottsmith.com. And then there's a link to the accelerator program there as well in my social media. But I am happy to, and you can schedule time with me. I'm happy to talk with you. As it says in my tagline underneath my name on LinkedIn, one conversation can change your life or change your business.
Oh my goodness, that is so true. And I want to encourage everybody to get in touch with Scott. All of his information is in the comments in the show notes. You can just click on it, go straight to him, and really choose to live a life that makes a difference. Every day you don't realize how many people you impact, just like Scott was talking about. And it's so important to really, really think about that. If you want to make an impact and you want to have a lot of fun with Scott and I, do join the book that is being put on by Kathy Dirksen, is actually doing all the hard work. The collaboration details, intentional perspective, finding joy when life gets messy is the name of the book. There's a link in the comments here and under us here on the screen, and would love for you to be part of that. We are also, as part of that book is getting put up on a billboard in Times Square, along with my last book, Life Happens and Then You Choose. I'll be heading to New York to speak at the Perspectives on Cancer conference on the 3rd and 4th of October. And the 1st and 2nd, I'll be in Manhattan. And that on the 2nd is when that's going to happen. So that'll be a lot of fun. Once in a lifetime opportunity to get you up on the billboards in Times Square. So it'll be a lot of fun. So please join us. If you want more information, contact Kathy, and just love it. So thankful for everybody that's here today as well. Got some new people here today, and just so thankful for this community, right, Scott?
Oh, absolutely. Just grateful for everyone who watches live and in replay and makes comments and connects with each other. Make sure
Yeah.
that you are following Russ and myself on YouTube and hit the little bell so you know when we go live or release a new video.
Exactly. And again, russhedge.com for me, D. Scott Smith for Scott. And please join us coming up here in a half an hour at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central on the Experience Local Live with Russ and Scott. We have an amazing guest, also an Oregon State graduate. So you don't want to miss him. But yeah, until then, we're just so thankful that you were here today. Please subscribe to the YouTube page by going to marketingwithruss.live and join us next week. Monday, we'll be here again and looking forward to the upcoming change. Oh, I didn't mention this. It was in the comments, but starting September, this show will move to Thursdays only, and it will change to Inspiration with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. Same idea, but it here to inspire you, and we'll be here every Thursday. Because of my health scaling back a little bit, but I'm doing good and still here to inspire you. So hope you join us. And with that, Scott, we're going to call it good. And we'll see everybody over on the other side. Have an amazing week, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.